You have to be able to run the ball to go where we want to go ultimately, which is number one, to win the division, win the South, and then to win deep in the playoffs. And if you watch the teams that go far, it's the teams that can run, because I promise you, the pass rush gets better every week you advance in the playoffs. You better be able to run the ball. So it's something that I'm going to be stubborn about. It's something that I'm going to be committed to. It's how you create explosive plays in the play action, but then it's also how you're able to neutralize a really good offense on the other side. I'm excited about proving to all of you how stubborn I can be about trying to figure out the run game.
I mean, if it wasn't obvious from Dave Canales' combine comments right there that you just heard, the Panthers will be on a mission to run the football this season. I mean, just for good measure, they went out and spent a combined $153 million on guards in free agency to start the period. Those two guards also have about 667 pounds of combined weight. With the shorter quarterback, we know that you have to fortify that interior offensive line, and that's exactly what they did. So in this video, I want to look at what exactly these guards bring to the table for the Carolina Panthers for that running game and the passing game. I got an exciting one right here. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this video is going to be sponsored by Cuts. Let me put y'all on game right quick. Get ready to be the most stylish one out of your whole crew this summer. Because a lot of y'all might like to be dressed up and dripped out and put all the jerseys on, the patterns and the hats and the fitteds and all that. But with Cuts, you can jump fresh for keeping it real plain, straightforward, and minimalistic. I mean, Cuts t-shirts are so high quality, buttery soft, and hey, even wrinkle free that you can look dressed up even when you dressing down. Yeah, you heard that right. I said wrinkle free. So from you guys that don't own an iron, ain't seen an iron, and walk out of the house with all kind of wrinkles in your shirt and your clothes, you get a pass when it comes to Cuts. But my favorite part about it is just how the t-shirt material fits and feels on me, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the arms and the midsection area, so it can really show off with the work I've been putting in the gym. And then they had the stretch to fit joggers that really fit better than the khakis or any kind of slacks you may have in your closet. So when you dress straightforward like that, all you gotta do is just accessorize it up, man. Maybe add your favorite pair of white shoes, your favorite necklace or chain, your favorite pair of shades, and man, you're all set for the brewery, the bar, or even that hot date you got this summer. So go ahead and embrace the summer state of mind with Cuts. For a limited time, my viewers are getting 20% off your entire order with the code UBSportsCuts. It's 20% off your order at checkout at cutsclothing.com with promo code UBSportsCuts. So please support the channel and tell them that we sent you. And you too can experience the perfect blend of style and comfort with Cuts clothing. Dave Canales and Dan Morgan went out and targeted these guys in free agency for a reason. Gone are the days where it seemed like they just spent money aimlessly without having a plan in place. They targeted Robert Hunt and Damien Lewis for special reasons, is not because of their demonstrative side. We've heard Dave Canales talk about getting the ball out in 2.7 seconds or less when it comes to the passing game, and that's for good reason, because it takes pressure off of the offensive line in terms of holding up and protection, just because these pass rushers in the NFL are just getting so much better. You heard him talk about that in his comments. As you get deeper in the playoffs, the pass rush gets better. We also heard Dave Canales' emphasis on running the ball to set up the pass as well, because we all know when it comes to running the ball, he mentioned it, ball control, keeping the opposing team off the field. And with the Panthers kind of retooling on defense right now, it would be smart to play a little bit more complementary football and ball control if you can. But it also opens up the play action game when the teams have to commit more defenders to the box to stop the run. You can go over the top, set up one-on-one matchups to your weapons. I mean, this isn't complicated, groundbreaking football. These philosophies are used by multiple teams in the league. But I like that they targeted Robert Hunt because his background with the Miami Dolphins in that Mike McDaniel system. Now, Dave Canales does not come from the Shanahan tree like Mike McDaniel does, but some of those principles are the same. If you look at the Dolphins in terms of what they did with the running game, they were number 7 in the league in rushing yards per game and number 1 in the league in yards per attempt. So Robert Hunt definitely has a lot of experience in a run heavy offense. But on the passing game side, if you look at just the time to throw in the pocket, Tua Tagovailoa had the fastest time to throw. That's from the time from the ball is snapped to when it releases his hands. Like I said, Dave Canales wants to stick to that 2.7 seconds or less. Tua Tagovailoa got rid of the ball in 2.34 seconds. Yes, fastest in the league. So Robert Hunt is used to a quarterback that gets the ball out fast and a run scheme, similar to what the Panthers are trying to do or have described what they're trying to do. So you actually see the parallels and the connections on why they put such a high price tag on wanting to acquire Robert Hunt. Finally, moves that make sense and align with the coaching staff. Damien Lewis has a background with the Seattle Seahawks, and he actually spent time with the Seahawks back when Dave Canales was there 2 years ago or so under Shane Waldron. And similar principles to what Dave Canales has brought with him to Tampa Bay and over here to Carolina with getting the ball out fast. Damien Lewis came from a system where 48% of their dropbacks came out in 2.5 seconds or less with Geno Smith. So, like I said, with Dave Canales having that same tutelage from his time in Seattle, you know those principles are going to be the same. They also have background and rapport with Damien Lewis. You finally get that sense of alignment in terms of what these two moves that they made in terms of what they're bringing to this offense and how things can work out. Let's take a look at Robert Hunt here, right here at right guard, and just consistently getting movement at the point of attack. You can see him displacing the defender in front of him, just making room for Raheem Mostert to get through there. Let's watch it one more time here, and you can see he's lined up about head up with, looks like Leonard Williams, and he's going to pretty much wash him down inside. But watch the technique. He takes him on. Look at that leverage. Look how low his hips are. Even for a guy that's 6'6", look how low he's able to get, lower than the defender. And watch those hands. That right hand is high. That left hand is low. It uses him to turn. Watch how his hips are. He makes contact. He's square. But look at that leverage. He's able to flip those hips, get him turned and walled off, but also moved out the way. And it's a huge hole for Raheem Mostert to get up the gut. Pretty big gain right there. And like I said, just completely displacing defenders at the point of attack. And that's where that strength and size come in for Hunt. Here's just more displacement at the point of attack for Robert Hunt, man. He's going to want to block right. He's going to get that zone block and really just put the guy on the ground and finishes him off. And springs a big run right here by Raheem Mostert. But look at the initial contact. The initial contact gets him off balance. And look how low he is when he makes contact. Brings those arms, shoulder pads. And like I said, look at that high hand on the left shoulder. Knocks the defender off balance. Has a little help from that center, but knocks him off balance. Once he's down, he goes off and finishes him, man. Those guys that you go against all day when they're trying to consistently beat you up like this and just bring that nastiness, it's hard. It's hard to deal with those guys all day because you know it's going to be a lunch pail type of day. And Robert Hunt's firing off the ball, initial contact to knock him off balance, and just finishing the block, like I said, consistently hitting guys with bad intentions, man. I like these guys doing the dirty work like this. This is the mentality type of thing. When you're trying to run the ball like they say that they want to in Carolina next year. This is the recipe for it. What I also like from Robert Hunt is just his movement skills in space to be able to get up to the second level. For a guy even at his size at 6'6", 335, he has great ability to get out and move. Like watch this play right here where he's able to climb to the second level, get hands on the backside defensive back and lay him on the ground. When he gets to that second level, he's very aggressive and he's looking to put guys on their back to send a statement no matter how far downfield it is, man. You got to love this mindset of just looking for pancakes, looking for work, that nastiness. You want to have that nastiness across the board, and we definitely got that in free agency with Robert Hunt here. Let's look at this play right here because there's a reach block by the center right here, and this is just their blocking scheme in Miami. The fact that he has him overtaken, he pulls behind him and tries to climb to the second level. He gets it. He replaces him in that zone scheme, sees the guy coming from backside. He has the cutoff block to cut off the backside. Boom, and puts the guy on the ground with the contact. A defensive back that little wants to play in the box. You got to make him pay, and that's exactly what Robert Hunt does here. Lays him out on the ground. It's a pancake for the big boy. One thing I will say about Robert Hunt sometimes is that he gets a little bit too aggressive when he's going up to the second level looking for pancake blocks. You'll see him at the right guard here, and the linebacker just kind of olays him by going inside. It's not the worst thing in the world here on this play because the ball is running outside. So if you make the linebacker readjust his angle by going inside, he's never going to catch the running back that's getting out there. So he kind of, in essence, did his job. But you can see that he goes up that upfield shoulder, not out of control per se, but super aggressive. The linebacker has faced him all day knowing that is coming. Whoop, olays him there. Goes inside of that. Like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world because he adjusts his angle, but it's still a whiff right there at the same time by Robert Hunt. So this is just so you see the drawbacks of sometimes the aggressiveness. So you want to kind of be under control when you're climbing to that second level because these linebackers, they don't want to take on these offensive linemen. They are going to try to avoid these blocks at all costs, but this is just something that happens at times. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. I really appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below and that bell icon. It's going to make sure you get notified when I drop more videos and when I go live because I'm on top of all this news as we decide to get cranked up for Panther season. But also give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out in that algorithm. The engagement goes a long way Without further ado, let's get back to that video. Let's look at Damien Lewis, who's not so much of a power guy as Robert Hunt, but he shows good ability in the gap scheme and zone type to get movement, to flip his hips. He also can finish runs nastily as well, but he can get that displacement that we saw with Robert Hunt too. This is going to be him here at the left guard position, and watch, he's going to try to get a reach block to the right, and this defender has inside leverage on him. So the fact that he's able to get off the ball, look at that first step, he's able to get off the ball. By the time that first step happens, he's already square. The combo blocks that he works with, he's able to flip those hips. Look where he is now. He's able to flip those hips and get those hips there. Look, now they're flipped. But once he gets them flipped, he's able to get movement upfield. Moving his guy off the block. He starts there. He drives his guy about 5 yards downfield, just finishing the block. The run doesn't come back to where he's at, but he cuts off that backside pursuit, able to get that leverage that he needs to cut that side off, and able to push that guy upfield. And that's a win right there. Another play right here of him getting movement going against a team that may look familiar, the all black and blue, and he's going to get movement here on Shy Tuttle, who's anchoring the middle of the line of scrimmage at nose guard, and the block is going to come that way as well. He gets him displaced, pushes him downfield. He gets so much on him that he's not able to make the play when the play goes right on him. Watch how he moves Tuttle from what? This is about 2 yards off that hash yard. Boom, 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 boom. That's about 5 yards downfield. He drives Tuttle. He's able to keep him from making the play, like just getting hands on. He has a great latch and grip on these blocks that he's able to stay on them and sustain them downfield and continue to move his feet, continue to drive his legs and make the play. And these D linemen don't like when you finish these runs like this. And he may not put them on the ground, but getting moved off your spot when you're supposed to be that D tackle that anchors the line of scrimmage, that can be disheartening, and that's what Robert Hunt's able to bring to the table in the zone running scheme. He also works great on combo blocks here as well. They're going to have a double team here and watch him get movement at the point of attack here as well, driving his guy 5-6 yards downfield. Watch the legs continue to churn for Robert Hunt. Churn, churn, churn. Look, he's 2 yards off the ball now. You can clearly see the hole where the running back is going to come to. Still moving those feet, still moving those feet, still moving those feet, finishing that play. You love to see them. This is like when they're hitting that blocking sled at practice. Drive, drive, drive your feet. Keep going. Finish off these runs. Like you said, just keep driving and moving your feet. Lewis also shows the ability to have movement in terms of just being a pulling guard, getting out in space, making contact and good blocks on the edges and in the perimeter with linebackers. And just look at this right here, pulling around against the Panthers, flattens out Deion Jones, knocks him off balance, clears out a way for DJ Dallas in the Wildcat, and just he has bad intentions as well when he comes around that corner. Just seeing him make that contact, showing that power to be able to put defenders, second level defenders, on the ground. Seattle didn't run a ton of gap scheme stuff, but you can clearly see that Lewis, when he pulls around and makes contact, he's able to get movement, put another guy on the ground, shocks the defenders when he shows that power after he's able to build up some momentum by pulling around from the backside. And just look at him, boom, flatten out the edge and widen out a huge hole for the running back to be able to accelerate through. This is the type of nastiness that you want to see. If we end up going with some gap scheme runs, Lewis can be a formidable guy to pull around and create space for our running backs. And similar to what we saw with Robert Hunt, he's able to get out on the open field and the edges and lead block outside. Look, he ends up getting a huge block on the DB that springs the long run for his running back, and just you can see the movement, the being under control. He's able to get out in space, out leverages the DB, and look, once he gets hands on him, finishes him off with that big push to get him on the ground and gets another pancake on the stat sheet for himself. Just the ability, like I said, to have control in the open field. And look at that. A nice, huge chunk run. We talked about the desire for size up front and that ability to anchor, to hold a steady pocket. That way you have room to step up. And here at left guard position, he's going against Jonathan Allen, one of the strongest and one of the most nastiest defensive tackles in the NFL. He's able to get hands-on, and as aggressive as he is, he's able to withstand that initial rush, hold his ground. Look at him here, just get into that little push fight with them and able to anchor down. And look, he doesn't get pushed back into the pocket. There's a nice, clean pocket right there for Geno Smith to deliver the ball on the crossing route. That's what you want to see and what we want to mimic. Even though the ball is able to come out quick, Lewis is able to quick set him right here, not give much ground, hold his ground, and able to hang in there for the most part until the ball is gone. You're going to see his strength on display here as well again against Allen. Gets his hands a little too far outside, but still shows the strength to put Allen on the ground. Just hold his ground for one, and two, just battle him and finish him off, putting him into the dirt, allow for Geno Smith to deliver the ball. Like I said, just not giving away a ton of ground and able to kind of finish that block enough for Geno to be able to deliver the ball. Like I said, he can get in trouble sometimes when he lets certain defensive tackles that come on power rushes get inside on him, so his hands are outside and he kind of can get a little bit out leveraged, but you love to see him holding his ground, like I said, and finishing this block. He gets away with it. They say you could call holding on every play, but he gets away with it this time, man. So I'm just excited about the strength and be able to set that pocket for Bryce to be comfortable back there and not have a rush in his face. The biggest thing that I would love to see about Lewis's game, he just seems to be very smart and has the lateral movement on certain stunts and twists by the rushers up front. We've seen Icky get fooled by these multiple times with whoever's playing guard with him because of the lack of communication at times, but watch how Lewis is able to pass this off. He takes on the initial rush from the D tackle, but still has vision on Chase Young coming around. He's able to push his defender, Hargrave, into cross the left tackle, passing him off almost to the point where he literally passes him off to the point where Cross can't help but take on the block. Cross is able to anchor there, but he's able to get back and move laterally. Watch him, boom. He pushes him, but sticks that left foot in the ground, boom, and get back right and able to get in front of Chase to neutralize him. The ball is gone by then. We're talking about the 2.7 seconds or less. So you can be aggressive on your blocks, push him towards the push your help, and then come back here and set that pocket there for the reset. I love the vision and the recognition of these twists, knowing your opponent, knowing the 49ers love to do this up front. Not necessarily a huge blitzing team, but a team that loves to do twists and stunts all the time. So I'm excited about the smartness and the IQ that Lewis possesses in terms of just being able to handle these type of packages. So yes, the Panthers did spend a big price tag on this, but you see what these guys bring to the table. They come from systems where they're used to protecting the quarterback and getting nasty in the running game. I'm not going to lie. I do have my concerns, and things can always go wrong in these acquisitions. Robert Hunt, he's coming to a system where they don't have the speed to get the ball out as fast as maybe the Miami Dolphins wanted to do. They don't have the sophisticated run games that Mike McDaniel had that creates favorable matchups and angles for his offensive line. So him coming from one system to the other, we'll find out if he's not just a system guy. And Damien Lewis, he has some inconsistencies to his game. Sometimes he can get overpowered by larger defenders at times when he lets them get in the chest. He can grab on the outside or grab on the back. You saw that sometimes with Jonathan Allen when he went against him. So there are things to be said, but being able to have big guys like that can anchor that pocket and hold up that interior to prevent Bryce Young from having defenders in his lap, especially as a shorter quarterback, is going to do nothing but benefit his play. I think these were the key moves that they needed to make up front to try to get nasty across this offensive line. You put two big guys like Ike Ekwonu and Damien Lewis on their left side that look for violence and pancakes like that, I can see them completely folding left sides of the defensive line and us being able to run for a lot of yards going that way. And Dave Canales did have his struggles having a productive running game in Tampa Bay, but I think they have the personnel and he has the reins to an offense to be able to establish a more consistent running game than he had before. So I'm looking for upside. I'm looking for more reasons for good things to happen than bad things to happen in terms of the running game. And if he wants to be stubborn with it, I'm all for it. Let's build the team that way. You guys let me know down below in the comments. How you feeling about this dynamic duo at guard? Do you think we'll be able to have a potent running game? Do you think we'll struggle because of what happened with Canales back when he was in Tampa Bay? I want to get you guys' thoughts about the sentiments about these big price tag free agency acquisitions. But without further ado, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below. I appreciate you guys watching. My name is Aaron Duncan. I'll see you next time. Peace.